Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Drea Magrini, and this is but part 3 of my big review on the Aurora Rising story. I didn't mean for it to get like this, but apparently this is my fate. This is the book's fate. In the last video, I did go through a few pages in some of the chapters. The description is vague at best. The characters are great. I like the dialogue. So I am going to continue this hopeless terrain and move on. His scar, I glance at the co-pilot's chair on my left. Tyler studying his displays. His hair is tousled and his eyes are blue as oceans, and the scar I gave him when we were kids cuts through one brow. Even though he looks as tired as I've ever seen him, Maker help me. I can't stop the butterflies in my pre-flight check complete. He reports, "Take us out, Legionnaire Brannick." "Sir, could I just say this is a complete waste of our bloody time, sir?" I ask. Finian looks up from his displays, blinks at Tyler with blank black eyes. I find myself agreeing with the report, with the short, annoying one. He says, "Sir, nobody's talking to you, Finian." I growl. "Funny, I get that a lot." I'm still glaring at Tyler, all my frustration at this jank squad and this jank mission boiling in my chest after 5 years of academy training. All the hours and all the hard work we were given our first assignment this morning, and it's turned out to be a bloody supply run. I can't believe it. I'm the best pilot in the academy, and I've been regulating in nothing but a damn courier. An automated drone could do this job for us. Tyler knows it, I know it, everyone on the damn ship knows it. But our Alfred just stares back at me, all business. "Orders are orders," he says. "This is what we signed up for." "Speak for yourself," I say. "I didn't slog my guts out for 5 years so I could lug med supplies to a couple of refugees in the arse end of the bloody galaxy."
Like, if it's not the description, it's the dialogue.
"Calling me confounded," Finian says, but then again, I find myself agreeing. "Shut up, Finian." "Look, this is the job," Tyler says, looking around the bridge. "I know we all hope for more, but we can't expect to save the whole Milky Way on our first trip out. It may not be the most high-profile mission, but these people need our help." This does help her express a lot of her personality. She has very little patience, but she is a good character. I like Kat, I do. So that's Kat. That's Cal. This is the character that I just find actually super bland. I don't know what it is. He roasts us humans a lot, and I do like that. He, in a way, he can be funny, but he's so boring. It's like reading a cardboard character. I'm only going to read at least a couple paragraphs. That's it. That's all. That's all you get. Cal. The song is always the same. It's been 2 hours since we returned to real space through the decrepit full gate near Sagan Station. 19 minutes since the soldier, all the refugees aboard began negotiations. 1 minute since Scarlett Jones finally broke the news that a member of the Warbeak Cabal was present aboard our ship. 10 seconds since Seagal's defense grid locked missiles on us. Humans are such fools. Well-meaning sometimes, but fools always. I actually don't even want to read this. His chapters are just, man. Granted, yeah, there's a lot of plot points in his chapters, and I will read it for the plot points. I can't do it, you guys. There's no way. Just so that you guys can have a much better idea on how Zila is, I'll read this part. Zila. The bad news is that the life support system I have been trying to revive belongs in a museum. I'm certain the comm system is worse. Good news is that their condition may not matter much longer. Finian peers at me from inside the terminal he is fixing. "You know what I don't understand?" he asks. "Me, probably," I reply. Finian. The radio's a low murmur in my ears as I wrestle with this hunk of junk systems. Somewhere off to my left, Zila is suddenly working on improving our comms range, and I'm locked in my own private battle with the computer grid that's older and uglier than my third grandfather. If this piece of chack...
I'm guessing chack is S-H-I-T in Tehran terms.
If this piece of chack station was going to screw with me this bad, it should have brought me dinner first. And we're going to have their docking clamps in place, and they're cutting through the outer hull now. If I can't find a way to divert their attention from making a new door through the cargo bay, Zila and I are in line for a sudden, and probably very brief, promotion. The maker better take into account that we died on a mercy mission. I plugged my unit glass into a port, praying it's not too modern to interface with this pile of nuts and bolts, because I'm going to need a place to hide when my grandparents reach the afterlife. I'm never going to hear the end of this. Like this part right here is the part that I've been talking about right here. It's in the second page of the chapter or so. And see, this is our problem right there. None of us are technically bad at what we do. Individually, we have the goods, at least on paper. It's just that half of us didn't volunteer to be here, and the other half don't have anywhere else to be. Never have been drafted into the same squad. We just don't click. I actually didn't think I'd be the last gearhead picked, to be honest. They all pretend the exit suit isn't an issue, but I know it is. It always has been. When people look at me, it's the first thing they see. Still, I'm damn good at my job, and it was a kick when the incompetents were picked before I was. Gearheads who couldn't count past 10 without taking their socks off got a gig, and I was left standing there with my tool in my hand, alone. Which is why, like, at least half these characters are super awesome to read about. It's also why, like, I got super hooked on the franchise when I did. And I'm pretty sure I read them all. Yeah, I did. Which is why I just think that I wish writing was like this a lot more when it does come to the characters. Because this is a found family franchise, guys. We all know how found family is. No one wants to be with each other, but they all grow to love each other. They accept each other's flaws in the best way possible, and they all absolutely love each other. I may or may not eventually go with the other two books, Aurora Burning and Aurora's End. Let's continue to focus on this one here, because I do want to talk about the other main plot points of the story. And so while they're on the supply mission, the squad has been caught with their pants down. The Global Intelligence Agency, which is the Tehran law enforcement, Tehran being a planet with human colonizers. So, the Tehran Law Enforcement Global Intelligence Agency. Tehran law enforcement is handled by the following agencies: Military Operations, the Tehran Defense Force, TDF; Peacekeeping, the Independent Aurora Legion, AL, also incorporating the Betraskins and Free Sildravi.
Main squad is a part of.
And then there's the Global Intelligence Agency, GIA, the investigative arm of the Tehran government. The GIA agents are the scary bastards responsible for knowing all your secrets. They can be recognized by their gray suits and featureless helmets, which along with voice synthesizers render them identical. They're also recognized by their almost unlimited powers to pursue and detain those who displease them. If you ever find yourself on the wrong side of the GIA, I suggest terrified and abject apologies. Either that or prayer. The GIA for some reason, the Sildravi, no, not just the Sildravi, our main squad is captured by these guys because for some reason they were displeased. The squad was unauthorized to go to the refugees who needed the supplies. The refugees being the Waywalkers, right? The Waywalkers being like the ones who studied the race, the zodiac, blah, blah, blah. I already explained it in the last video. I'm not going to get into that tangent again. They apprehend the squad, Aurora as well. Speaking of Aurora, they actually take Aurora to an entirely separate unit. They put her under, and they even keep the squad in prison. With everything that's been happening, they actually break out of the prison. They find Aurora, and they all escape just barely with their lives. That's how they have become fugitives, and that's basically where everything goes downhill. It seems like, oh yeah, GIA is dirty people. Which, by the way, no spoilers or anything, but yeah. But not for the reasons you guys think. And it's unfortunate with the squad too, because they are a really good squad. Shit just hits the fan. And these poor students, I'm talking about my book again. Like, these poor guys, man, I swear. So now that that is all done, I basically already went through the Aurora Legionnaires. I already went through them. I'm not going to do them again. I just put them here just in case anybody does happen to have questions about it. I am going to go through the Batrascan Society here. Batrascan Society. Clan structure. Obligations. Batrascan Society is so mind-bogglingly intricate that even Batrascans have trouble understanding what's going on half the time. The most important thing to know is that Batrascan clan structure is more complicated than a 6-way Aurora wedding ceremony, and they owe loyalty on 2 levels, as dictated by their name. For example, Sarah de Mostro de Terren is a member first of the Mostro clan. This will comprise her siblings, no more than a dozen parents, see Batrascan familiar structure, and 1 to 200 blood relatives.
As a First Nation, I can relate.
She is then secondarily a member of the De Tran clan, which will comprise several thousand individuals. Batrascan society places almost immeasurable value on family obligations known as favors, and any clan member may be called upon to perform a favor owed the clan as a whole. Just how Batrascans keep track of them is anyone's guess.
That is literally a First Nations community.
So yeah, that is one of the 3 races that is in the Aurora Academy. Tehran being humans, aka us. The other one, Sildradi's Society. Sildradi's Society. Social customers, how to not to get punched. The first thing to know about learning Sildradi customers is that you'll fail. They're impossibly subtle, and most species consider them formal to a fault. Sildradi bow instead of nodding. They close their eyes instead of bowing. That said, major traps to avoid are not deferring to the eldest person in the room. Sildradi believe that wisdom comes with age. This is very convenient since their life expectancy is a few hundred years, and any Sildradi you're talking to is probably older than you. Making uninvited physical contact, especially of an intimate nature. For Sildradi, this includes touch applied anywhere on the face, neck, ears, or hands. Hugs are also right out. Insulting their mothers. Just don't. That's literally what it says. Just don't. Good to know that yo mama jokes just won't fly in their society. Side note. So yeah, so it looks like that these guys here are just outright formal. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I am going to read out one more thing very close to the final act, because this video is already getting pretty long. So, search not found. Raham. Your search didn't return any results, boss. I couldn't find a thing. How embarrassing. Suggestions. Make sure all words are spelled correctly. Try different keywords. Try more general keywords. Turn me off and turn me back on again. Do with that with what you will. There's a lot to unpack with this book. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to do any of that. But I do like the characters as a whole. The character arcs by the end of this book is good. They do recognize that, like, yeah, you know what? If this is our fate, then yeah, this is our fate. But I'm going to go down fighting. If anyone does want to read a really great sci-fi fantasy, which very relatable characters, 3-dimensional characters, then I highly recommend this franchise here, this book especially too, because I just personally really like the first book the best. Granted, the other 2 are great, but I really like this book the best. More so before a character dies. Well, not die, because like something does happen, but I'm not going to say all that much more because I don't want to spoil anything, although I'm pretty sure quite a bit of people have already read it. It's really good. I love it. There are moments that I do wish was done better, like that one character that's like reading a cardboard box or eating cardboard. I couldn't even like finish the first page of his chapter. I couldn't do it. just because like I've already read the whole franchise. Some are better than others. Not all his chapters are bad, but I just wish that his chapters were a bit more interesting to me. But I guess because like there's such a strong cast of characters, they're all colorful and they're all funny, but in another way, it's just to have a cardboard character like that among those other core characters, it's just not gonna fly. I'm sorry. I don't like giving bad book reviews, and you guys know this. It's an overall 4 out of 5 GIA agents altogether for the book itself. The character arcs is good, structure was good. That's it for today, you guys. If you want more of this kind of content, leave a like. It lets me know what you guys want. Subscribe to my channel for more of my content, and ring the little bell to get notified of when I upload. I upload every single Tuesday, and any extra bonus content is uploaded on Thursdays. And thank you guys very much for your support. And this is your weekly reminder to sanitize your hands before you pet your cat.